And that's never be a victim. You know, I can't help but wonder what voice is the loudest voice in our lives today. Is it the voice telling you what you can't do, what you can't be, what you can't achieve, how poor you are, how hopeless you are, how inadequate you are, how you'll never be great, how you can't do this and what you can't do? Are those voices the voices that are the loudest in our life? And are those the voices that we're listening to? Because if we listen to that voice, and maybe it comes from within, we will always be the victim and be pointing to something that is the reason for why our life is the way it is. But faith, if you believe that God is on the throne, you can never blame anybody else for the way life is. Because either circumstances are your God or God is God. And you have to choose which is which. There is no place in the life of faith for victim mentality. Either God is on the throne or He's not. When God holds our lives in His hands, circumstances are not our God. Listen to what the faith that the Bible gives us, the hope that the Bible gives us. I know the plans He has for me. I know nothing can separate me from His love. I know my Redeemer lives. I know that even to the end of the earth that God is with me. I know you can't touch this because God is holding me in His hands. We're not in a war against flesh and blood. It's a spiritual battle, and God's already won it. All this world can do to you, to any of us who believe in Jesus Christ, is kill us. That's all it can do. Think about this. All the world can do to me is kill me. And it can't even do that because I am already dead, crucified with Christ, and death is gain. That's what dying to self and living for Christ looks like. There's nothing that the world can take away from me because the world doesn't have anything that it can take because it all belongs to Jesus. And no matter what Jesus chooses for me to walk through, it is my joy and my delight to take up my cross and follow Him because He loved me so much. He's laid down His life for me, and everything will be abundantly better if I'll follow Him. If I'll follow Him. Death is gain. Death can't touch this. Freedom in it. Everything that we do, all of our life, our work, our family, everything that we do, who do we do it for? Why do we do it? Is it for me or is it for others? The Bible says that we are to consider the interest of others. That Jesus says that whoever wants to be greatest will become least, will become servant to all. And so He gives us this idea that if we want to be first, we will put ourselves last. We will put others before us. We'll consider their interest. That we will live selflessly. Because this is what love does. Because love isn't selfish. And so think about this. There's two ways that we can live. And so why do we do what we do? Is it because we have necessity bears upon us? You've got bills to pay. There's mouths to feed. You got kids that you're responsible for. You've got a spouse that you're responsible for. You've got the government that you're responsible for. You've got your homeowner's insurance, your mortgage, your life insurance, your taxes, all these things that you're responsible for. And let me tell you, if you live in that place where you your own God, responsible for your own life, and you have to come through to save your own life, you will bear up under the pressure of that responsibility, and it is crushing. We are not called to be our own. We are called to be servants of the Most High. We are bought with a price. We are slaves. And let me tell you something. Our employer has an excellent benefit package. And if we will live and serve Him and do everything that we do with our whole heart as though we are doing it for God and not for men, He will take care of us. He will provide for us. His retirement benefit package is out of this world. But we get hung up. We get crossed up, we get confused, and we take on responsibility that was never ours.